Hey, we're here at the Cincinnati Zoo and Botanical Gardens. I'm here with Mike Delaney, mammal curator here. Mike, thanks for joining us. So where exactly are we right now?
Well, we're actually in our Night Hunters building at the zoo, and specifically we're in the Aardvark exhibit, which houses aardvarks, Indian giant fruit bats, and a couple of bush babies, or Garnett's gallegos.
So our aardvark, who is roaming around here in the exhibit, tell us a bit about him. What's his name? Where does he come from? What's he like?
Well, this is Diggy, and Diggy's one of two aardvarks that we have here. But aardvarks basically come from Africa, anywhere south of the Sahara. We've had aardvarks here at the zoo since the 70s, and actually when I used to work with them in the nocturnal house back in the 70s and 80s, I used to leash train them and take them out for walks around the zoo. And several of our aardvarks have been on Johnny Carson, David Letterman, Larry King, Regis Kathy Lee, Good Morning America. One of our aardvarks even got to meet Prince Charles. So they're somewhat friendly animals. They're not very aggressive, but they are very powerful. They weigh about 100 to 120 pounds, and they're basically all muscle. They're nocturnal in the wild, so they sleep during the day in underground burrows, and at night they wander around looking for termite mounds because they feed primarily on termites. But if they were to be attacked by something like a lion, their primary defense is to jump up, do a somersault, and hit the ground running, and they can certainly outrun us.
So they're deceptively athletic. We also have bats in this exhibit. Obviously, if an aardvark can get away from a lion, maybe won't be too afraid of the bats in here.
Well, actually, because of the size of this exhibit, they really don't interact that much. Aardvarks are terrestrial, the bats are more arboreal, and they stay up high, so they really don't come in contact with one another. The bush babies that are also in here are also arboreal, and they usually don't even interact with the bats either. So this is a perfect exhibit for having a mixed species exhibit like we do here.
Wow, that's incredible. Well, Mike, thank you very much for joining us here on Wake Up UC, and thank you, Diggy, for joining us as well. Back to you guys in the studio. I'm Evan Delaney.